"Human, what else can you give us? You don't have anything else left to provide to us," the Strength Goo and Wisdom Goo said as they realized this. They left him. Without wisdom and strength, Renzo was once surrounded by predicaments. He was old and could not run. His teeth had fallen out and could not even chew wild fruits and plants. As he fell weakly onto the ground, surrounded by predicaments, his heart was filled with desperation. It was at this time the third Goo said to him, "Human, take me up. I will help you escape predicament." Renzo tearfully replied, "Goo, I don't have anything else left. See, the Strength Goo and Wisdom Goo have abandoned me. I only have my old age left. While it is not as worth my youth and middle age, but if I give you my old age, my life would immediately end. Even though I am surrounded by predicaments right now, but I will not die immediately. I wish to live a little longer, even if just a second more, so you should leave. I have nothing else to provide to you." But the Goo said, "Among the three I have the smallest needs. Human, if you just give me your heart, it will be enough." "Then I will give you my heart," Renzo said. "But Goo, what can you give me in return?" In this situation, even if the Strength Goo and Wisdom Goo returned to my side, it would change nothing. When compared to the Strength Goo, this Goo looked frail and was just a tiny ball of light. When compared to the Wisdom Goo, this one was only able to give out a dim white light, not beautiful in any way. But when Renzo gave it his heart, this Goo suddenly gave out endless light. In this light, the predicaments screamed in horror. "This is the Hope Goo, withdraw. We predicaments are most afraid of hope." The predicaments retreated suddenly. Renzo was speechless, and from that day onwards, whenever he faced predicament, he would give his heart to hope. Hope is often regarded as humanity's greatest strength, yet in Reverend Insanity, it is also a paradox. The Hope Goo from the legends of Renzo stands as a powerful metaphor for human resilience. But what does it truly represent? And how does this concept of hope contrast with Feng Yuan's unrelenting pursuit of immortality? In the legend, Renzo, humanity's ancestor, is confronted by relentless predicaments. These beasts symbolize the inescapable struggles of life, suffering, uncertainty, and death. He first sacrifices his youth for Strength Goo, then his middle years for Wisdom Goo. These help him fight and outthink his enemies, but when he grows old, they abandon him, showing that physical and intellectual power are temporary. Hope Goo, however, is different. It asks for nothing material, only his heart. This is a direct reference to the nature of hope in philosophy. Hope does not require external resources or even rational justification. It is self-sustaining and internal, which aligns with existentialist thought. Friedrich Nietzsche, despite his critique of passive hope, acknowledged that some forms of hope could be transformative. Viktor Frankl, in Man's Search for Meaning, argued that hope is what allows humans to endure suffering. In the legend, Hope Goo does not grant power or intelligence, yet it repels predicaments. Just as in real life, a strong will can overcome despair. Feng Yuan, the protagonist of Reverend Insanity, outright rejects hope in its conventional form. He operates on absolute rationality, believing that hope without concrete action is delusion. To him, reliance on hope alone is no different from waiting for fate's mercy, something he despises. His pursuit of immortality is, in essence, his version of Hope Goo, but it is an inverted one. Instead of hope as an internal light that helps one endure suffering, his hope is externalized. It is a goal that demands absolute control over his own destiny. He does not hope that he will become immortal. He schemes, adapts, and fights to make it a certainty. This is where Feng Yuan diverges from Renzo. Renzo's hope is about enduring suffering, while Feng Yuan's hope is about eliminating it entirely. This mirrors Stoic and existentialist debates. Is the ultimate strength the ability to endure suffering as Renzo shows, or the ability to remove the cause of suffering itself, as Feng Yuan seeks to do? The legend of Hope Goo suggests that hope is the final defense against despair. It is not about changing reality, but about continuing in spite of it. This aligns with the ideas of Albert Camus in the myth of Sisyphus, where the absurd hero finds meaning not in escaping suffering, but in facing it head-on. Feng Yuan's philosophy is more akin to Nietzsche's will to power. He sees existence as a battlefield, where survival depends not on endurance, but on domination. His rejection of hope is similar to Nietzsche's critique of slave morality. Instead of hoping for salvation, one must create their own future through sheer will. Yet, The irony is that Feng Yuan himself embodies a paradoxical form of hope. He never gives up his pursuit of immortality, despite overwhelming odds. His belief in the possibility of transcendence is itself a form of hope, one that is active rather than passive. So, what does Hope Gu truly represent? It is the last refuge of those who have nothing left. It is the force that keeps people going when all logic suggests they should give up. But hope alone does not create change. This is where Feng Yuan's philosophy comes in. The legends of Renzo portray hope as essential to survival, but Reverend Insanity as a whole presents a deeper question. Is hope enough? Feng Yuan's answer is clear. Hope without action is meaningless. Yet, without the unyielding drive that hope provides, action itself may become impossible. Hope and ambition, endurance and control, these forces are not opposites, but two sides of the same coin. And in the end, it is this balance that determines whether one merely survives or truly transcends.